All right, here's how I write really good topic sentences, thesis statements, and roadmaps for essays. I do it quickly and with conviction. It takes some practice as you go, but essentially I build it as a math equation to kind of help. So here are 5 rules when writing your thesis statements and topic sentences. Focus on 2 topics per sentence. Always write in cause to effect format. Do not reuse any topics. Do not use synonyms of topics, and do not use run-on sentences. Following these 5 rules will make it so you will always have something to say. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're writing an essay and you get to the end of the paragraph and you're like, gosh, I have no idea what else to add. I don't know what to do. Following these rules helps expand your topic and make it easier for you to almost free write what you're thinking. So you have to kind of think about this as an umbrella. Your thesis statement should encompass all 3 of your ideas. And the reason why we don't want to use synonyms or repeat topics is because your topics should always tie back to your thesis. So if your topics are too similar to your thesis, that's when you're going to run into that issue of redundancy and running out of things to say. So the first thing that I do is open a word bank. I do this by doing a quick Google search of common themes in literature. This is just a picture I found. There's not that many here, but there are websites that have hundreds of words. Having these words open is going to help you quickly come up with convincing statements. So begin with a really crappy answer to the question. So if the question is, in Romeo and Juliet, what is Shakespeare attempting to say about love and the human connection? I'm just going to give a crappy answer, the first thing that comes to my mind. I think that Shakespeare is trying to say that when people fall in love, they forget who they are and what they believe in and end up making really dumb and irrational decisions. This is a crappy answer because it's written in first person, it's a run-on sentence, and you don't speak with a lot of conviction. There isn't a single answer here. So what you're going to do with that crappy answer is pick the main topics. So the main topics that came out of this free write that I did was people forget who they are, they forget what they believe in, and they become irrational. Those are starting to become much stronger ideas. So I'm going to take those ideas and, if I have to, develop keywords for the topics. So forgetting who you are is just a really long, vague thing. I'm looking for a strong vocabulary word like jaded. If somebody is jaded, they would forget who they are. Forgetting what they believe in. I think somebody who forgets what they believe in, I would describe them as easily manipulated. And irrational, I think, is a good keyword. So I'm going to take my ideas and turn them into strong keywords. This is where that key bank is going to come into help. So now you want to revisit the question. In Romeo and Juliet, what is Shakespeare attempting to say about love and the human experience? Shakespeare suggests when individuals are jaded, they make irrational decisions. So you'll notice that I only picked 2 of the words. I'm going to save easily manipulated for later. I don't have to use all 3. I don't even have to use 2 necessarily, but breaking it down helps me come up with a strong, clear answer. So now that I have my thesis statement, essentially, when individuals are jaded, they make irrational decisions, I'm going to take easily manipulated and throw it into topic 1. Now I need to think of 2 more topics that fit under this umbrella. So I'm going to revisit my word bank. I pulled up a different one here. And I decided that the words that I thought had to do with being jaded and making irrational decisions was jealousy and isolation. These words reminded me of Romeo and Juliet, and I felt like I could figure out a way to make them all come together in this beautiful little umbrella. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to determine the cause and the effect. This is just a Jamie Morgan thing. This is what I do so I can write essays quickly. So if easily manipulated is my topic, is that a cause or effect? Is it something that happens first or second? So for me, being easily manipulated is an effect. Something happened before that. There was a cause that made you easily manipulated. Whereas jealousy is a cause. When you are jealous, something happens. There is an effect. So we have to figure out what that effect is. And same with isolation. When you isolate, there is an effect. Now, here's the thing. These could be causes or effects. They could go either way. This is just the way that I'm leaning because of Romeo and Juliet. So I believe something happened that made them easily manipulated. I believe they were jealous people, which will create a problem. And I believe that they chose to isolate from their friends and family, which will create a problem. So that's how I'm determining cause versus effect. So now I'm answering the questions. What causes people to be easily manipulated? What is the effect of jealousy? What is the effect of isolation? And I'm essentially trying to find 3 more keywords. This is, again, where that word bank might come in handy. I decided that idealism, being idealistic, leads to manipulation. I decided that jealousy leads to a loss of trust. And I decided isolation leads to ignorance. Those are my key words, and that those sentences make sense to me, and they fit under my topic. So if I look at my umbrella now, all of these words are different. These are all different topics. There's no repetition here, right? It's going to allow me to expand in different ways. So now what I want to do is put them in a cause to effect sentence, and I want to make sure my topic sentences are worded different. I don't want to make every single paragraph sound the exact same. So you can pause the video and read these 3 topic sentences, and feel free to use the starting phrases to help you write your own. So now I have to ask myself, does this connect to my thesis? So I'll straight up talk to myself. If my thesis is, Shakespeare suggests when individuals are jaded, they make irrational decisions. And this is true because when an individual is idealistic, they're easily manipulated. And this is true because a person who is overcome with jealousy will ultimately lose trust in others. And this is true because if people isolate themselves, they subject themselves to ignorance. When I think about those phrases, they all connect to each other and they're all very, very different. In this part of your writing, you want to ask yourself, like, is everything going smoothly? I'm kind of taking a negative tense on relationship here. Are any of your topic sentences more positive? Like, does one say a person who is jealous will have a healthier relationship? Because that doesn't really fit with the thesis. So you're really making sure that everything is taking on the same tone. Is it all positive? Is it all negative? And then you want to ask yourself, did you follow the rules? Did you focus on 2 topics per sentences? I sure did. You can tell by my color coding. Did I write the sentences in cause to effect format? Yep, the cause is in the yellow, the effect is in the red. Did I reuse any topics? No, I think I have a good range of topics that are either underlined or colored in a different word. Did I use any synonyms? Not really. And are there any run-on sentences? No, they're clear single sentences. You don't see the word because or and also in my topics and my thesis statements. And then the last thing that this does is it takes the roadmap. So my introduction paragraph should end with a thesis and a roadmap. The roadmap is literally just you outlining what to expect. So it'll sound something like, Shakespeare suggests when individuals are jaded, they make irrational decisions. This is clear in Romeo and Juliet when the characters are idealistic, jealous, and isolate from their loved ones. And you're telling your reader, hey, this is what I'm about to teach you. Make sure you follow this structure tying everything back to the topic sentence and tying it back to the thesis. This is what allows you to never run out of ideas, because since your keywords are all different, when you tie your evidence to your topic sentence, you're going to be talking about those topics. And then when you tie that topic sentence to the thesis, you have to make that connection. That's how I write topic sentence and thesis statements, and this contributes to my how to write a 5-page essay in 20 minutes or less and still get an A. Hope this helps. Bye.